For Morton. For Morton.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Deputy Speaker, yesterday I wore a white ribbon in my lapel. Today my lapel is empty. What is exceptional about White Ribbon Day is that it is a male-led campaign to end men's violence against women. It's a powerful symbol to see the Prime Minister and the Leader of the Opposition both speak publicly using strong terms about this terrible scourge. Symbols are very important, but to end this culture of violence we need more than symbols. 77 women have died this year. 77 women have been killed by violent men this year, and obviously we need to stop the violence. We need to stop the culture that allows this violence to continue. Each and every one of us needs to challenge the assumptions that we make. Most of the time we are probably not even aware that we're making these assumptions. It's so easy to do, and there would not be one amongst us who would not have been guilty of making those assumptions at some time. That little voice in your head that says, "Why didn't she just leave? She must be exaggerating. He's such a nice guy, he couldn't possibly be like that." These are assumptions we have no right to make, and by making these baseless assumptions, we are feeding the culture that is allowing this horrible violence to continue. We, men and women, need to challenge ourselves each time we make an assumption like that. We need each and every time to assume that this violence is happening. It's not a difficult assumption to make when you look at the statistics, where 1 in 3 Australian women will experience some sort of physical assault. 1 in 3. Once we assume that the violence is happening, without question, we can then start to help these women with some practical support so that it does not happen again. Support like providing domestic violence leave so that victims will not be worried about losing their job while trying to access the legal and social services that they need. Support like funding for community legal centres that are on the front line of helping victims access justice and stopping the violence. Ones like the Women's Legal Service, where my wife actually volunteers. Support like not allowing the violence to continue through the court system, providing legal aid so that victims will not be cross-examined by the perpetrators of the violence. Violence against women is our problem, and we all need to do our bit to stop the violence. Putting a white ribbon on is a good part of that program, but obviously we need to do something else on every other day of the year.
Thank you, Member.